This one's a smaller crab in the freshwater hobby, and today's video is all about their care, so let's dive in. These freshwater crabs are known for their active and outgoing behavior, making them a current favorite in the hobby. This crab species is a lively addition to any aquarium. So let's talk their origins and habitat. These little scuttlers are found in freshwater springs and narrow streams in Africa, Asia, and Australia. They love hanging out near rocks and pebbles, munching on whatever they can find. Unlike their saltwater relatives, the Hawaiian boxer crabs, the Pom Pom crabs are pretty chill, and they're like your favorite cousin, which is why they're a great addition to your aquarium. Recreating their habitat would mean having a natural sandy substrate with some tree roots, thus making them feel right at home and helping them thrive. So what do they look like? The pom-poms are unique in their appearance, and they got their name from their standout feature, which is their fluffy little pom-poms on their claws. Males usually have big, fluffy tufts, while females are low-key with a few bristles. So, differentiating males from females would be a breeze. Their color, however, would seem a bit dull, but their outgoing personality makes up for it. Trust me, they're not like most of their crabby cousins. Now that we know what they look like, how big do they get? These cute crustaceans only grow about 0.6 of an inch to 1 inch long, making them perfect for nano tanks or community aquariums. These little guys thrive in freshwater rivers, so they're adaptable and fun to watch. Since they're small, they'd be better in smaller tank setups where they can easily be spotted. Otherwise, they'll just get lost in the background of larger tanks. So these crabs are a great choice for tanks that wouldn't require a huge space. Next, let's talk lifespan. Pom-poms can live up to 1 year if given the best or at least adequate care and maintenance. Though short-lived compared to their saltwater cousins, which can live up to 3 years, their lifespan can be extended by providing a suitable habitat and a balanced diet, which means getting the tank to its proper water conditions that would suit the inhabitant, in this case, the pom-pom crab. Sadly, while they can live longer than a year, most are gonna live less than that. If you've got your sights set on getting a pom-pom crab, remember that they need a freshwater aquarium to survive and thrive. Tank size is very important, and you're gonna need to be very particular on water conditions and decorations to mimic their natural habitat. These little guys aren't cut out for life outside their natural homes, so making their environment cozy and close to home is gonna help keep them happy and healthy. Tank size and setup. Setting up a tank for your pom-pom is pretty straightforward, but there are a few key things to keep in mind. First, you're gonna want a tank that holds at least 5 gallons of water. If you're thinking of adding more crabs or some other tankmates that match their personality, be sure to have a capacity of at least 10 gallons. Having a fine, sandy substrate would instantly remind your pom-pom of home, as they love to dig around and burrow in it. Also ensure that the tank lid fits snugly, which means no gaps around wires or outlets, since these crafty shellfish are notorious for attempting escape. If you want to have a secure tank, consider lowering the water level so there's about 4 inches of space between the water and the surface of the lid. Safety, comfortability, and security are key to making sure your pals feel right at home. Next, let's talk water parameters and maintenance. Now, I did mention that water conditions are important, so to keep things cozy, your water temperature should be between 28 to 28 degrees Celsius, which is 72 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're going to want to keep your pH levels at 6.8 to 7.2. You'll also want total dissolved solids around 150 to 200, with a hardness of 6.8 GH and a KH of 2 to 6. Steer clear of brackish water unless you're breeding them, as it can mess with their health over time. A good testing kit like the API Freshwater Master Test Kit should be in your arsenal to keep tabs on everything, especially ammonia and nitrites, which should be at 0 parts per million. Nitrates, on the other hand, should be below 40 ppm since pom-poms are sensitive to them. Regular water changes should be on your schedule to maintain water stability, and don't hesitate to swap out some water if things start to look off. Your playful critter is gonna thank you for it. Let's talk decorations and hiding spots. Recreating their natural environment is key for the overall well-being of a pom-pom crab. Think about adding driftwood, rocks, and some aquatic plants. They make your setup look super cool, and they give your crabs places to hide and explore, especially since they love to dig around a bit. Live plants are a bonus, since they can help keep the water clean and even serve as extra munchies for your little buddies. Be sure to choose tough plants like Anubias though, as delicate plants are out of the question unless you'd like to see your pom-pom crab destroy them with their claws. Watch out for copper, as it's toxic to crabs, so for plant fertilizers, be sure to grab a shrimp-safe fertilizer since it's guaranteed to not have copper. Feeding your pom-pom crabs is crucial, and diet is crucial. Whipping up a good balanced diet is essential here, and mixing in a variety of food items that all pack necessary nutrients will help keep them full, happy, and healthy. Try the following foods for your pom-pom: brine shrimp, bloodworms, and sinking pellets for bottom feeders. Regular meals should mainly consist of dried food, which provide the foundation of their nutrition and help make them feel great. But of course, mixing it up will make their diet less boring. Every now and then, tossing in some protein-rich treats can keep things spicy, and those little guys are going to be energized and happy. Let's not overlook the calcium, because this nutrient, if added as a supplement, can support not just their exoskeleton, but also give a nice boost during the molting process. Pom-pom crabs are lively creatures that bring a splash of energy to any aquarium. It's like tuning into a nature documentary right in your living room as they scuttle around, climbing over rocks and plants, excavating little burrows in the substrate, and foraging for food with those adorable little pom-poms they carry around. These crabs can get along with a variety of fish and other non-aggressive freshwater species, making them perfect tank mates. But they may have a personality shift during their molting season, as they might become reclusive when they shed their exoskeletons and grow new ones. Remember, they're vulnerable when they molt, so it's understandable why they do that. But once they grow their shell back, they'll be back to their usual selves. Speaking of molting, the molting process is one of the most crucial aspects of a crab's life. Shedding their old shells to make way for new ones is a phenomenon that crabs do a lot of. During this molting phase, they go through a lot. I did mention earlier that they become vulnerable, and quite so, since they won't have their shells to protect them during this time, which is why they retreat into the safety of burrows under the sand until their new exoskeleton or shell hardens up. If you're a crab owner, you can't really skip this part, as it's important for their health and growth. So if you don't have a good spot for your crabs to hide, they'll easily fall prey for other tank mates to bully, or even worse, snack on them. So keeping an eye on your pom-pom crab is extremely crucial, as you're going to want to ensure that they have a stress-free environment to molt and thrive. It's all part of the circle of life in the crab world, and being mindful of their needs during this period can make a huge difference in how they develop and grow. Getting some buddies for your pom-pom crab requires a little due diligence. There are a couple of things to keep in mind to ensure a happy home. These little guys are super chill and won't thrive in a tank full of aggressive tank mates. Peaceful freshwater fish are a great option for tank mates. Make sure they don't have a taste for crab legs or ones that would dart away when the crab gets too close. But you also have to consider the welfare of your tank mate, as pom-pom crabs are pretty curious and would not hesitate to bug slow or sick fish. So you really need to choose wisely here. With that to consider, here are some good candidates: smaller tetras, Rasboras, live bearers, freshwater shrimp like cherry shrimp snails, but not small snails. Keep in mind that any fish you bring into a tank should have a gentle and non-aggressive personality to keep the peace. In terms of feeding, you should also keep an eye for bottom feeders, as feeding might result in a competition between these creatures and your pom-pom crabs. Any fish, given the crab's size, can potentially eat them, but try your best to keep your tank well fed and your environment dense with shelter. Pom-pom crabs are pretty tough little guys when it comes to fighting off diseases, and they've earned hardy status for that. That's one reason why aquarists favor them, but don't let their tough exterior fool you, as they're still vulnerable to pesky issues like fungal infections, parasites, and even shell rot if the conditions aren't just right. So to keep your little crustacean buddies happy and healthy in your aquarium, it's super important to maintain high water quality. If things start going downhill, one telltale sign might be discoloration, which usually points to bacterial or fungal problems creeping in. And this is often due to subpar tank conditions or inadequate calcium in their diet. The tricky part is that by the time you see any visible signs of illness, it's probably too late, and these crabs might quietly succumb without much fanfare. Another thing, although they're not prone to the usual fish diseases that are contagious to your inhabitants, they can still become carriers of nasty infections like ick, especially if that parasite happens to hitch a ride on their shell. As always, keeping a close eye on your water parameters and diet is key to ensuring that your pom-pom crabs, and of course your other aquarium inhabitants, thrive in their underwater home. Breeding these crabs in a home aquarium is quite the challenge, and so far no one has cracked the code. These guys have a complicated life cycle that involves multiple larval stages, and their larvae need brackish water in order to thrive. As I mentioned earlier, unless you're breeding pom-pom crabs, you should not place them under brackish water. If you're a hobbyist hoping to raise these adorable critters from birth to growth, you'll have your work cut out for you. It's a very tedious work, and precision is a skill you're gonna need to successfully breed them. Having a consistent and ideal water condition is key here, and it can be a bit of a headache, but hey, if you love a good challenge, it's something worth trying. If you want to know more about it, here's a documented case on the Planted Tank forum on this link that I'll leave in the description. However, breeding is still something for experts to truly execute. If you feel that Pom Pom Crab isn't for you, here are some other crabs you can check out: vampire crabs, panther crabs, red claw crabs, and Thai micro crabs. We've actually got a whole video about freshwater crabs, and I'll leave a card so you can take a look. These playful little critters bring a lot of energy in your aquarium, and although their lifespan is short, this crab is something worth having in your tank. With the proper care, maintenance, and choosing the right aquarium companions, and if you dare, breeding these crabs, you can have a lively tank. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to be updated with our latest videos. Also, check out our website for everything and anything aquarium hobby related. You can also leave a super thanks, which helps with creating videos just like this. Or better yet, check out the next video to your right. Until the next time, we'll see ya.